I was not sure if you had another
Nope,
something.
nope, nope.
Oh,
You are my
okay.
favorite thing of my whole day today. I'm very you really this has made my day. I'm so excited to sit here and speak with you for a little bit, and however long you've got is great.
All right, we'll see what we can do.
I thought we might do a meditation today with Siddhartha. Is that okay?
Let me ask. Oh, okay. Oh, that's a good idea. He would like to. I don't know how he means it, but you can ask him. But he'd like to do something to help the people in the hurricane zone. He would
He's
like to
reading my
help them.
mind.
He would
He's
like to
that
spin it
is
slower, or a Chinese doctor's good at that kind of
that
thing.
is
So,
exactly what I was going to ask him if we could do today. So
well,
he's
he
already
heard
reading
you.
my intentions.
He does do that. He does
Yep.
do that.
Meditation to dispel fear and to clear out some of that chaos happening down there would be fantastic.
Do we have any people yet?
We do indeed. Good morning, everyone. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Good day to you, Bradley. Hi, Topher. Hi, Anna. Hi, Alma. Hello, David. Hi, Dawn. Sabrina. Hi, Andrea. Grand Rising Lori. Hello, Grant. Hello, Tara. Hi, Steph. Hi, Anya. Hi, Summer. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. Hi, AJ. Welcome. Angelica's here. We're so blessed. It's so good to see you. How have you
I'm so
been?
glad. I'm well, much better. You probably saw my little video post.
I
People were so
did.
worried, and they kept sending me messages and on Messenger and trying and emails and stuff. And I'm like, I'm really okay. I mean, I got sick at the end of July, which is not uncommon for me, and then about the time I got over that or was getting that under kind of control, then I got COVID. And it
Mm.
took me like 15 days to get over COVID. And I haven't ever had COVID. That was the first time I've ever had COVID. But I think I got COVID because I was in places with the other problem where I was around medical people and medical things. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So they're not the cleanest places ever. They try, but it's. So
Yeah.
I think that's how I
Well,
got
there's
that.
a
But
lot that they can't see that they don't even know that they need to clear out of hospitals and put in doctors' offices.
well, and just think of the constants, like a bus stop coming and going of people
Hmm.
24/7. They're always doing that. So I think that's where I got COVID, is because I was in several places like that. So anyway, it's all
It
right.
takes a lot out of you.
It was a good experience in a way. I got to stop and have a minute to think, and the cat was concerned. This was pretty funny though. When I was really sick, he was really concerned. So he was like all over me. He wouldn't leave me alone. I'm like, please, just don't do that right now. But and it's funny when he thinks you're well, like he's like, I'm done. He goes upstairs. You're fine now. I'm tired of babysitting you. I'm gonna go upstairs. Okay, thanks a lot.
Where's the food, Mom?
Yeah, he's pretty funny, but he was very concerned. I could tell. But then all of a sudden he was like, "Oh, you're well. I'm done."
My services are done here. Cats
It's
give
pretty. It
great
was
healing. Cats are wonderful Reiki masters.
well. He's so funny. You just laugh at him all the time. Most of the cats I've ever had were serious cats. I mean, they were all business. Not this guy. He is just hilarious. He does really funny things, and you kind of go, really? And he can see things too, so it's interesting. And he likes Siddhartha. He likes Siddhartha a lot. And
He
sometimes
does.
he'll come straggling in here after Siddhartha has gone, and he'll cry and cry and say, "No, no, no! You missed him. You're just about two
He's
minutes
like,
too
but his
late. I'm
energy is
sorry."
here. I can sense him. Where is he?
That's exactly what it is, but it's just so funny. Yeah, he's just so funny. Oh, I just got a text. I might need to put the do not disturb on. I think I'll try that. Hold on.
All right.
Sorry, people. I'm trying to
That's
be as
okay. I need to plug
ready
in my
for
laptop.
this as we can. You
Technology's
plug
being
in
really
whatever
weird
you.
today. Angelica and I were
I
just
have
talking about it. It's the solar flares.
I have felt weird. Like I don't do well with eclipse energy, so the eclipse that was coming, I didn't know it was coming till after it was almost here, and I felt so weird. And it was eclipse. It was an eclipse with a new moon. And
Yes,
I
that
don't
was.
know if that combo was strange, but like nothing was going right. I just want to hide under the bed when stuff like that happens. I just, lunar or solar makes no difference. I just do not do well. And people would say, that sounds crazy. It's like saying Mercury's retrograde. To me, it's worse. For me, I'd rather have Mercury be retrograde a million times to one eclipse. I'll pass on the eclipse. Thank you.
And people get so excited about the eclipse, and when I hear one, I'm like, oh no, not another.
That's what
So
I
yeah, I'm with
say.
you.
No, no, please. You know, I'll clean out a space under the bed. I'm going to crawl under there.
Well,
Or
people that
the
are very
closet.
sensitive to energy, it's one of the most intense times for us.
And you know, the moon plays a big part in our. We're like mostly water in real life, so the moon is what's gravity and what moves the tides and all of that. So I believe it affects us greatly. And I had
Yeah.
a sibling that used to work in mental hospitals to get her degree in psychology or whatever, and she would swear up and down every time the moon was full or new, it, you know, that was worse. Like the business was a lot bigger when that happened. So they were all dreading when the full moon came because they knew they'd have more patients. So I always thought
Yeah.
that was kind of amusing. People don't talk about stuff like that, but it's pretty funny if you think about it.
It certainly is an emotional time, and Summer just commented, I cried a lot during the last eclipse. I felt the energy lift once gone. I feel you on that, Summer, because I was doing the same. I felt like, and it was definitely a time for emotional purging.
Well, it's funny with me. People all worry about Mercury going retrograde. I really don't have a problem with Mercury going retrograde. Sometimes something will break down, the car, the whatever. Okay, you get that fixed and go on about your business. But like when
Mhm.
Saturn's retrograde and it stays because it's a big planet and it's got this very long orbit, it stays that way for a long time. That's just bad. It's just bad for me. It's like I know that Saturn's going in the wrong direction. I just know it.
Well, Saturn is the one of the biggest ruling planets too. So many of us.
Exactly. And it's hogging up the cosmos up there, and it's going backwards. It's not doing us any good, I don't think. But I tell you, every time, and if you have like nine or 8 or 9 of them all going wrong in the same, you know, in some weird orbit, you think, oh, please, let's get past this now. And I used to poo-poo all that. I used to think that's just crazy. That can't affect us
Mhm.
like that, but
It's so
it
far away.
does.
How can that affect me?
Right? That's
Yeah.
right. It's very funny. I have a friend that's a Hindu priest, and he does Vedic astrology, which is they use planets. Like the
Yes.
planets are the main thing. It's not your birthday; it's the planets. And you know, he looks up like different things about I don't know what, but he can tell you all kinds of stuff about planets, and that's how they use their astrology. They don't use like your birth date so much. That's funny, isn't it?
Well, as a collective, we're all being influenced by these energies. And
Well,
so it is
yeah,
different for each person, but at the same time, it is kind of the same general idea. When we're all going through Mercury retrograde, we all kind of have the same problems popping
yeah.
up.
Well, I tell you too, like Mother Earth, Gaia is what Siddhartha calls her, is is complaining about us. She's complaining.
It
That's what
shows.
all the hurricanes and the wildfires and the earthquakes and the tsunamis and all the stuff that she's complaining about us, and we're not listening. And we need to listen to her because she's, believe it or not, she's both a spirit and she's a physical being, just like a human being. You know,
Yeah.
it's the same. It's not different. So she's, you know, you don't want to disturb her because she does have a bad way of showing her displeasure, doesn't she? So
Yes.
sometimes if you feel like it, if you're outside and you've got your feet on the ground with your shoes off or even with your shoes on, just talk to her and say, Gaia, look, let's give you a little love today. So maybe you'll just calm down and stop doing all this crazy stuff that you're doing.
Last night, I just had this overwhelming sensation. I need to go stand outside. So I did. I just went outside barefoot, stood in the grass for a few minutes, felt it underneath my feet, felt all the energy that I wanted to get rid of, just leave my
That's the
body
way
for
you
a
do
week.
it.
I sent it to Mama Gaia and I said, please transmute this energy into love. Thank you.
Well, she'll do it. She is very happy to take what we want to get rid of. She takes it into her core and it disappears. The other cool thing is if you do that energetic thing that Siddhartha does, where you pull the light into your crown chakra and you send it all the way to your feet and send it out your feet, you're connected then, literally heaven and earth, right? If you want to, if you want to call it that, you can call it the cosmos, the universe. I don't care what you call it, but from here to earth, you're being nicely balanced because you're pulling it down through your crown chakra, lining everything up, and sending it out your feet. It's a great thing to do.
I felt it so intensely once that my feet got hot.
That does happen. And
I was
people
standing
that
in one of
are
the stone circles in South Africa, and it's a very intense, energetic place. And I'll never forget when I took my shoes off. I literally felt like my feet were little. You know how your phone gets really hot
yeah,
sometimes
I do.
when you're working out extra, on your phone, and all of a sudden, that's how my feet felt. Like I had burning sensation in both feet. There was so much energy there, and it's crazy how much you end up pulling energy through you like a lightning rod.
That's right. All you have to do is ask and you can have it. Now, if your chakras are shut, it gets a little tricky. So if you're not getting the response you want, open them. Like literally visualize them opening. They'll open. A lot of times when we're under emotional trauma, they shut to protect us.
Yeah.
If you're under any kind of emotional attack or spiritual attack or whatever kind of attack, they will close to protect you. That's their job.
I found
That's what
one
they do.
the other day, which was crazy, that somebody had their root chakra blown out.
That can happen.
And I was like, that's a thing? And I'm like, what do you mean
That's
blown
a
out? I'm
thing.
like a light bulb that needs to be replaced? And the guys were like, yeah, that's actually pretty accurate. And I was like, I didn't even know you could do that. The chakra was not even flowing. It was like kaput. Like
turned off, right?
Yeah, like a dead light bulb. Crazy.
When you try to force them open, like you're not pleasant and kind with them, you can blow one out. Or if you force it, like if you're working on somebody else is when it mostly happens. Like, so if somebody's trying to force energy through you that you either don't, and you may not consciously know it either. It could be a subconscious thing, but there's something about that energy that doesn't line up with you. You can do that. They can send too much through, and it can blow out any chakra, literally. Any single. Yeah. The only one that's usually safe is the one at the top of your head.
Well,
because it connects you to divine source.
It's a huge flow of energy coming through there. And there was one occasion where a client who lost her husband had her heart chakra broken in two.
That happens
so
too.
It was shooting out energy in different directions. That
have
was
you ever
really
heard
sad.
Have you ever heard of broken heart syndrome?
Yeah, people can die from that.
That's right. I had a case like that where this man, elderly man, lost his wife, and they were so connected. They really were connected, and he just couldn't function without her. He literally could not function without her. And he swears that working with us has helped him, sort of get back to some state of normal. Does he still miss her? Sure. But at least he can function, he can do his work and he can do his spiritual stuff and he can do whatever he needs to do. He's not absolutely traumatized, by the loss of his wife. So that can happen with people. If they love someone so much, yeah, you can break your heart chakra and your solar plexus chakra. But I think it's a little harder to break.
Yeah. And it can be repaired, but it must be done probably through some kind of intensive healing. The soul guides can also replace a broken or a burnt out chakra, but like it was like a light bulb, they said, replacing it.
They don't really replace them. actually do is like if you call in Archangel Raphael, he's the healer angel, but he's very
Yes.
sweet, very quiet. And what he will do is he will run energy down from the crown chakra to get things back into some alignment, but then he'll take his hands. I know I sound like I'm crazy, forgive me. And he will
No.
go on either side of the person, and the chakra is horizontal and vertical from here down.
Yes.
This one, not. It's only vertical. But you can go from front to back. And energy workers, all of you can do this too. You can send with one hand, catch it with the other hand, and send it back through. And then you can actually rotate the chakra in the correct direction, close it a little bit if it's, damaged, to make it the right shape. And when Raphael does that, he leaves you with his angelic golden energy, which, guess what? Then it becomes part of you. And if you don't believe in angels, that's okay. You don't have to believe in anything. It's like
I
we say.
truly do.
If Siddhartha always says, belief is not required for the truth, and that's the truth. So if you don't believe in angels and you want to call somebody else, call a Chinese doctor. He'll come help you. Or call, who else heals in the Eastern world? Ganesha came to mind. That's funny. So Ganesha must do that. I had no idea. That was new. I guess that was news from him. I'm not sure. But
I tuned into someone's energy to do a clearing a couple weeks ago, and I said, "Do they have a soul guide with them that we can communicate with?" And they said, "Yes, Lord Ganesha." And I said, "Really?
He's
Ganesha is
sweet.
with her?" And he goes, "Yes, Ganesha is with her now." And I said, "Oh, hello, Ganesha, love you." And
He's so sweet.
such wonderful blessings. And when I said this in the report, the client messaged me and she goes, "I prayed to Lord Ganesha every day." And
That's
she
why
goes,
he
"You have
shows
no
up.
idea what you've done for me to tell me that he is with me." She goes, "You have." She goes, "I felt so much love and so much happiness. Just having that little validation that he really does come. They all really do. If you
They will
pray
come
to
and
the
help you.
deity, yeah, it will
They will
come.
come and help you. He's a love. He's very quiet. He's very sweet. He's sort of shy. You wouldn't think so, but he is. And he's so lovely. I mean, he'll do anything for someone. He will do that. And now this is a funny example of something, which is we have a regular client who's a writer, and she was trying to find a publisher for her book, and one of her books, she's published many. But it was funny because in my house, different beings come to different spots. Like Michael comes through the front door. Siddhartha always sits here. Gabriel stands there. Siddhartha brings a bunch of people that are over here in this corner. I don't know who they are. I don't ask that. Archangel Ariel stands behind his chair over there in the corner. And I think Ariel and Uriel must be like twins or something because they always come together. And so Uriel sits in that chair. He never talks. Uriel never says a peep, not a word. And so this this lady is saying her agent had died and his daughter was taken over, and should she approach her, and blah blah blah, all this stuff. And all of a sudden Uriel pipes up and he says, "I work with her and I'm in charge of publishing, so yes, you should work with her." And I said, "You're what?" And he said, "I'm in charge of publishing and I work with her." Okay, all right, we'll just keep that in mind then. Well, about 2 weeks went by, and this lady sent me an email that said that she had written to this woman about the experience with Uriel, saying, "Yeah, I work with her. I know her. That will be good." and the woman was like shocked because she talks to Archangel Uriel all the time. I don't know anybody else who actually does that, but she talks to him all the time and was trying to get him to help her with her, guess what, publishing. I don't know that woman. I've never met that woman. I've never talked to that woman, but that's what he said. And guess what? He was right. And I was like, whoa, shivers. Is that crazy or what?
Having a validation like that is just priceless. It really is.
Totally.
It gives you so much inner strength and deep sense of knowing.
Yep.
trust and faith, and oh yeah, those validations they're what I strive for, to be honest, because I'm one of those people that need constant
Well,
validation.
you just ask. I want proof. I'm a
Mhm.
skeptic. You wouldn't believe that. I mean, you wouldn't believe that, but it's true. I want to know if this is true. Prove it. That's poor Siddhartha. He's had 40 years of prove it. It's a wonder he hasn't said, "Oh, get over it already," but he doesn't do that, thankfully. But you ask them for proof, and it will come in the weirdest ways from other people who don't know anything about it, and all of a sudden they're telling you, and you go,
That's
"Huh, okay, where did that come from?" So it's good. It's a really good thing to, and you have every right to ask, "Who are you? What do you want? What's your agenda?" And find out if you're on the same page or not. A friend of mine, I've known her quite a long time, is what they call a conscious channel. She is aware of what's going on, but she has 5 beings that come in. They call themselves one name, but they're different beings. You can tell when they're
yeah.
talking. You can tell when you get to the really ancient wise one, or when you're talking to the normal speaker that kind of holds court. You can just tell who's who. And anyway, she said that when she first started to learn, she had another group of beings who wanted to work with her, but they only wanted her to go into a trance like I do. And she didn't want to do that. She wanted to learn from whatever everybody else was learning when they talked to them. And so she said, "I'm sorry, we're not on the same page. You have to go somewhere and find somebody that works for you." And then she got this other group of beings that work, and she's been working with them for years and years and years. But it's really important that you get beings that resonate with you. Some people don't like angels. Okay, that's fine. You're cutting off your nose to spite your face, but that's okay with me. That's a bad
I
joke,
think
really
that
bad.
many of them are a bit jaded by Christianity, the ones that don't really
I
believe in
do.
angels. Speaking
I
from my
believe
own
that.
personal experience, it was easier for me to believe in dragons than angels.
But there are dragons.
I
Dragons
know,
are
I fully
protective.
believe in both now. I believe in
Well,
everything because
dragons,
anything that is thought of can be created in the astral, therefore could be real. So,
or or they're already created, and we just have picked them up as archetypes. That's true too.
mhm. Yep.
So we have an archetype of what a dragon is or was. And dragons, if you're clearing a house, I cleared a house one time that was like a castle. I couldn't clear that whole house by myself, so I said, "I need some help." And Chinese doctor said, "Hey, I'll bring you a dragon." What? you're gonna do? You're gonna do what?
Do
Uh,
what?
yeah, exactly. And sure enough, this huge, very scary looking red fire dragon showed up and cleared that place in a second. So I
Mm.
just went, "Okay, that's
This
nice."
is my exciting next thing that I'm getting into is working with dragons for clearings because they're so effective. We literally Erin is listening right now. Erin cleared a whole castle in like 10 minutes with her dragon. It was impressive.
I've
So,
done that with a prison. I've done the prison people didn't know it, but the inmate did because they were under constant attack in the wing of the prison he was in.
imagine.
And speaking of uh, validation, um, I wear black all the time, but I don't know what I look like when I'm in my astral body out doing stuff. I don't know what that looks like. And so this particular man had asked, "Would you please clear this space, this I don't know, wing, I don't know what you call that, and would you clear this?" It was awful. It was awful in there. I took Michael, I took this dragon went with us, and I can't remember who else was in. Oh, Chinese doctor, thank you. Who was in the entourage, and we go there at night, in the middle of the night, astrally when they're all sleeping, and we cleared that space that this guy was in, that he was trying to get, he's trying to get his life back together, and he was trying to get back into the world. And he may not have even been guilty of what he was charged with. I don't know, and that wasn't my issue. Because I can't judge that. But having clean space, we should all be able to have our own clean space, whatever that is. So we went in there and we cleaned it, and about 2 days later, this man who was in that ward, in that wing, came over to the inmate that we were helping and said to him, "I know you're into a lot of different things. Did you see the woman with the, he didn't know what to call them, but like the entourage that came through and cleared out your wing the other day. He saw it. He saw it. And I was aware that there was somebody standing, and I just thought he's not going to see us, and we just kept going. But he saw us, and he was telling this man, "You won't believe what I saw." And he proceeds to describe everything he saw, you know. And apparently, I was wearing white in the astral. Who would have known that? I wouldn't have guessed. I never wear white. I don't even own anything white, or any other color for that matter. So.
But you have a
isn't
pure
that
soul, Angelica.
so? I mean, isn't that the weirdest thing you've ever heard? That another person, human being, alive and awake in the middle of the night, at 2 or 3 in the morning, saw that. Who would think you'd get that back from? I mean, it came back a long way. It had to go to the man who we were helping, and then to somebody else, and then to us. Is that crazy or what?
You know, nothing sounds crazy to me anymore.
Well,
So.
you know, everything that, you know, I'm really skeptical. You know, I really am a very skeptical person. I don't like, what do they call them? The little elementals. I'm not a fan, but I see them occasionally with people that, because you're so difficult sometimes, I see
know,
them with people.
They're so mischievous. They're always stealing stuff or getting into things. I know.
Well, they just want to do what they want to do, and they don't want to do what anybody else would like them to do. So there's no flexibility with them.
Job too. It helps. All of us have house elementals, for example, and they can get bored and they'll start messing with stuff or hiding things or just breaking things to see how you react to it, you know? So you got to give them a job. You got to tell them, look after my plants, look after my animals, keep the insects out. You know what I mean? Stuff like that.
That's
Otherwise,
funny.
they will do the opposite. In fact, you know what else is really cute? Last night, I cleared a house that had a lot of elementals in it, and there was a mouse spirit guide in the house.
Interesting. He must have died.
And I was
there.
like, a mouse spirit guide? They're like, yeah, this is why I say you just never say never about anything. You never know.
Well,
I didn't know that my spirit guides.
Well, if you think about it, the Native Americans always believed you had animal totems, animal totem gods, you know, the ones that would kind of, and then they had sort of usual things, birds and bears and foxes and whatever. But that doesn't mean that we don't have those things for us, you know. It's silly to think that that's impossible. I think they show up when you need them. And like dragons, they'll only stay as long as you need them, and then they leave. They won't stay like permanently. There's nothing permanent about them. They move on.
Well, I mean, it's if you're using the powerful guide that you have, it makes sense. But if they're not being given a task to do, then they're going to go find one.
Well, they wait until you're safe, and they wait until they're sure everything is settled down. And when they feel very comfortable that you're comfortable, they leave. That's just what they do. That's just what they do. So, and there are different colors that do different things, you know. Mostly I see red ones, but there are blue ones and white ones and gold ones. I've seen those colors for other people. But they're really interesting. You know, they're really helpful if you're trying to get rid of a lot of nasty stuff that you just can't get all of it yourself. You just call them and they'll just breathe on them. That's it. That's all it takes, a little bit of fire and they're gone. And they're like dogs they're like dogs in a lot of ways. They're just loyal and they'll come back again if you need them. I mean, it's not like they're gone forever. I don't know where they go. I don't ask that kind of question, but they can do that. And it sounds insane. It really does sound crazy. If you spoke this out in the world, people would think you were nuts. But I know what I've seen. I know what I see is accurate. I mean, I figured that out when we cleared the prison, and that came all the way back to me. So when you ask for evidence, you'll get it every single time. Every single time. Sometimes tenfold. I mean, you'll go, okay.
The universe loves to prove you wrong. That's why I never say never about anything anymore, because it's like basically just saying, hey, let's see, hold my beer, you know? The universe is like, I'm going to prove you wrong just to make a point.
Well, I've seen a lot of the kind of archetypal, and see, if people believe in an archetypal energy, whether it's bless his mother or death is a good one, or any of these other kinds of things, they The energy creates them. It makes them exist. They don't exist on this plane, but they exist elsewhere, you know?
Mm-hmm. What an
And
exciting time to be here. All of these
well,
revelations that are happening, and I believe that we're going to start seeing a lot of these things at some point soon. So the naysayers and the skeptics, you know, they're going to have the validation they require at some point in the future, I imagine.
I'm not sure. People who are blind are blind. You can't make them see something they don't want to see. You know, you have to prove it to them. And that happens. Proof can happen. Believe me, proof can happen. I
Happens all
think
the time.
I was thinking about the thing on Sunday, but there have been many
Yes.
people since we started doing this podcast who have said to us, "We knew you were real when this pain left, or when this happened, or when that happened," and it's
Oh,
just the
yes.
energy.
We're definitely going to be able to feel Siddhartha's presence when we tune into his energy. That is one of the first things that really stood out for me, was that feeling of knowing that he is around you. You can feel something
Yep.
happening when he's working on you. So,
Yes.
yeah.
He's sometimes he gets very intense, and I always
Mm.
say I know how far in he is by how bad or good his accent is. If his accent is really thick, then he's really really in. But I don't think there's any way, even with all this practice and all this time, that. And I learned this from your first podcast we did with you, and we'd
I
never
remember all that
had.
golden energy we spread around the world.
Yeah, I'd never had that many people in a audience or in a collective, whatever you want to call it. And it was shocking to me. I was standing in the dining room watching him, and I thought, I don't know even everything he's capable of. I don't. And I just stood there and went, whoa.
Did you see
Wow.
the mug that I'm holding?
Sorta. It's a cute little figure on it,
It's a
though.
young Siddhartha. And it says,
Oh.
"We honor the jewel in the lotus." And it says Siddhartha
Oh.
at the bottom.
How'd you
My
get
friend
that?
Amanda
That's
Stevens
so
made
cool.
that for me.
That's so cool.
Yeah. I'll
He
share a link for that for later. So if anybody wants to have a Siddhartha mug, you can have one like mine.
he said
But
he knew
I
about
also have
that
the link for your event coming up, because you have a big thing coming on Sunday.
on
So while we
Sunday, and
have 140 people watching right now, I thought I might
seriously?
just, we do indeed, yeah. I may
Huh.
as well just drop that in the link, because Angelica will be doing a special event this Sunday that will include Siddhartha coming through. And it's a bit more personal, you know, when you have it on these special events.
Well, I'll tell you, he does the event. I really don't do anything but show up and leave. That's what I do. Sometimes, like for the meditation one, you know, that we had that was two days long. He said, "I want to do the Ganesha mantra," and I said, "What the heck is that?" He said, "I just want to just tell them I want to do the Ganesha." I said, "Okay, I'll tell them." So I said to Chris and Daniela, he wants to do the Ganesha mantra, and I have no clue what that means. So there you go. So they were very kind to add it. And it's funny because many people have said that was their favorite one, which cracks me up. I just think that's like, he knows what he's
They're all
doing.
my favorite. It's hard for me to choose, to be honest.
He knows, he really knows what people need. He really knows what they do need, and he tries. We can't fix everything for everybody. That's not our job. But we can shift the energy sometimes. I'm speaking as we, but I think that's really you. He can shift the energy because he is so close to me right this second.
I
When he
know.
wants
He's
to
like,
say something, he gets right here. And it's like space. And I start using his language, and I'm like, wait a minute. That didn't come out of my mouth, but it did. But, you know, he's so good about shifting energy so that you can make the breakthrough, that you can move on to something else that you need to learn or fix or heal or whatever. He's good like that. He's really good at it. And he knows when people need him. And a lot of people say, well, I felt him. I know he was here, Alvin. I'm sure that's true because you asked. You know, that's the thing. Just ask. Any of these beings will help you if you ask them. Like
Mm-hmm.
Chinese doctor likes to work 24/7. He never stops working. I mean, he
You don't
never
ask, you
stops
don't get.
working.
Speaking of
That's
Chinese
right.
doctor, in a moment when Siddhartha comes through, I'll ask him to clear us as well while he's on the call, so that way we can get rid of some of the funky stuff that might be bothering people today. Make it a bit easier for them to connect.
He can do that. He says, I can do that
Cool.
quickly. That's good. I'm glad you could do that quickly. That's
Thank you,
good.
Chinese doctor. We appreciate that. Cool. Well, are you ready? We've already been chatting 35 minutes, but it's felt like 15. Shall we
That's what
shall
people
we
say to us
bring
too. There's a
it
weird
in?
time bending thing that happens with this. I don't get it. That's funny.
Cool. Don't forget to say the thing. We got to say the thing.
We always have to say the thing. The thing is good to say. Well, before I go out, does anybody want to ask anything? Do they
I
have any
think for
questions
now
they
we're
want
good. Yeah,
to?
for
Okay.
now. There's going to be more questions, I'm sure, afterward.
Well, let me just say thank you all for coming. Afterwards, I usually have no brains left, so just better say it before I forget. I know. I'm not just kidding. Okay. All right. All right. All right. He really does want to come through. Let me move this table so he
Great.
doesn't spill anything. He always says I'm the one that spills, which is true, but why make, there's always that first time. Why tempt fate? Anyway, let's go.
See you soon.
Oh, oh, right. No glasses. He doesn't need those. I'm the one that can't see. He's not him. Okay. So we are light beings. We release all of our past negatives. We seek the light. We're protected by the light, surrounded by the light, aspire toward the light. We're accompanied by the light. We are light beings. And we thank the universe for all it has given to us today and in the future. There you are. We are
Hello,
so
my
happy to
friend.
see you. Yes, yes, been a very long time, it feels like
It
to you, yes?
has indeed. How are you?
Ah, we are always good. Imagine
I can
that.
imagine so.
We don't have bills, we don't have relationship issues, we don't have any of that, so we're good. That's a bad joke.
I imagine you are keeping very busy, though.
Yes, yes, we are always busy. A lot of people talk to Siddhartha, you know. They
Yes.
all talk to us and we say, yes, yes, we hear you, yes, yes, yes. Isn't that amazing?
It is beautiful. We love to
We
honor
are,
you.
we are, our vessel would never ask what we're going to ask, but we have one of our, we'll call him a student, one of our students who we met at a different type of event with someone else. Vessel cuatro, sinus drainage, let's pull it. We don't need it. Yes. All right. So we have a student. He's um, a man who came from our country when we were alive. We don't mean today. So we found him very interesting when we were doing an event. And he came to the second event, and we found him even more interesting there. And then I asked her, so can we please talk to him? And she said, okay. I don't know who you're talking about, but I will find that out. So we contacted a person that we knew would probably know the answer, and she did. And so we talked to him in person. We liked that very much. And the funny thing to us is he did not, we kept saying to him, you need to write a book. And he said, no, no, I don't want to. I don't want to. Okay, just try though. You might like to write a book. If you just try, just give it a little try. What do you have to lose doing that? Well, guess what? It's 2 years later, and he's written the book and gotten it published. Can you
Imagine
imagine
that.
that? Yes. And he was very complimentary of Siddhartha and the rest of us that are here today. But we think you might like to talk to him
I would love
because
that.
you could hear his story in his own words. And his book is all about vibration. And we think it's on Amazon. Imagine it being on Amazon. Of course, everything's on Amazon, isn't it?
It is
That's pretty
indeed.
funny. That's pretty funny, you must admit, a little bit. My second joke for today, another bad one. We'll just say that.
Oh, I have
What is?
missed your jokes.
Yes, they're all terrible. We admit, but they do keep
They're
people
not.
laughing a
No,
little bit. We
they're
find them
dad
very
jokes. We like
amusing.
dad jokes.
Yes, we don't know how many we told. We only know three actual jokes, so we can't go too far with that. So we have to make our own jokes. So sometimes they're not very good.
I will find this gentleman and bring him on. That would be wonderful.
Yes, we think
I
best book
also need
and
to finish my own books, and I would love to
yes,
make you a character in my books as well.
we think we are a character. That's a
Yes,
bad
then
joke
you
too, isn't that terrible? It's so terrible.
are.
We
Well,
enjoy
things
your
are certainly
laughter.
ramping up. They're getting very exciting on Earth right now.
We have missed your laughter. Let us drink tea with. Someone wrote to our vessel and said you shouldn't be drinking Coke or Pepsi. Vessel says I didn't drink that when I was a kid. I can't stand it. She does not like the fizzy part, right? The fizzy part. The the what does it call it?
The
With
carbonation.
yes, that's it. So she only drinks tea. She loves tea.
Yes. Chai
It's
is my
very good.
favorite.
Yes, mine too. Christopher
I
sent us
think of
some
you
chai
whenever I drink
vanilla.
chai.
Well, yes, because it's the best kind. It has all the spices and it's very good for the body.
It is, yes.
And it smells
Oh.
nice too, right? Smells
Hmm.
good. Yes. Now all of you
So,
are going to want to rush out and eat Indian food from here on today.
you
That's
know
our
what?
next
I think
bad
I
joke.
might have to do that today. That sounds like a good plan.
Yes, we find it quite funny that people do that after they talk to us. And, oh, I think I would like to have Indian food. It's good to
Mm,
have. It's very healthy.
it is. Yes.
Yes,
We have unhealthy versions too, but they're very tasty as
yes,
well.
yes, yes. Too much
Uh,
sugar in chai is not good, but chai is good for you. There's all kinds of spices and herbs in that that make you feel good. Yes,
Harpreet would like to ask a question. Siddhartha, what foods do you remember from when you were here?
all of them. No, we're joking. We're joking about that. We we remember being in. We didn't really stay one place because I like to walk. So we were always walking from, and it took months because we go to the river, then we'd go back to the mountain. We kind of go back and forth depending on the temperature, right? And so we do that a lot. And so I remember that there were women that would cook and that they would really do it good. They do a good job. There were some places that we stayed we could get fresh herb and fresh different things, and they would make the best curry. Curry is very common where I came from,
Yes.
and they would make the very best curry, all vegetarian because I did not eat meat. I thought that was not a good idea. We know, some of you don't think that's a good idea, but if you try it after about 3 months, you will forget what meat tastes like, and um, it helps to clear your karma, if you know what I mean. But I was vegetarian. I did not eat meat, which was um, sort of what a lot of people did for a lot of different reasons. Cows are very sacred in
Yes.
India for different reasons, but to me, it seemed wrong to do that, so I just don't eat meat. The first thing we asked our vessel, when she could hear us very well, we said, please don't eat meat. We think she thought we were crazy. Like, what is that kind of request? What? Because she is from country, and in the country here, people go out to their freezers or whatever, and they have meat. It's just there, right? She
Yes.
said, "All right, I trust you," even though she didn't know us very well then. We're talking a long time ago in human years. And she said, "I will try. I will just try for you, and we'll see what happens." Well, she never ate meat then. And today, tofurkey is that's the funniest word, isn't it? Tofurkey
Tofurkey, yes.
is sort of if there's a substitute, tofurkey becomes important. But most of the time, it's all vegetables. Or she's not vegan. She's vegetarian, and it makes it easier for us to maintain the vibration. You see, A lot of
Yes.
people would not have done that for us, but we know she would because she likes pets and animals, and they like her, so she doesn't eat them. There's an
Yes.
old joke: "Don't eat your friends." Ooh, if you think about that, that's a pretty
Yes.
good
These
one.
things.
We borrowed it though.
Yes. We are all a work in progress, as we say.
Yes, of course. But you would not
Yes.
be on Earth in a human form were it not, uh, for the fact that you came to learn. That's what it is. It's all about learning and about experiencing and discover. If you never try chocolate, how are you going to know you like it? If you don't try vanilla, how are you going to know you like that? Or chocolate chip, how are you going to know if you don't try? You got to try. What was her question again? We got distracted. Sorry about that.
What was your favorite food?
All right, we're back to that. Yes, we're still
That
talking
was the
about
original
food, aren't
question,
we?
anyway.
Well, we
Yes.
we like curry. We like naan because you have to have the naan to. Naan is like the flat bread, right? It's very simple
Mm.
to make, and we like the naan because it will absorb the curry when you can scoop it. You see. We
Yep.
also like basmati rice when we could get it. We couldn't always get it, but sometimes we could get. And you cook that with a little bit of saffron and a little bit of clove. You know how to do it,
Yeah.
and it's quite good for the nose. It smells good, right? And so we could smell this all over when these ladies would cook. I do like also some soups that are plant plant oriented soups. Sometimes
Yes.
you can cook spinach and make a soup, or you can cook different
One
types
of
of
my
things.
clients was recommended to eat warm foods as he is healing, to
True.
drink warm beverages as well, because it's very healing
Yes.
for the soul also to have warm
Yes.
food. I didn't realize that.
Yes. Well, it's a comfort. When you're
Mm.
comfortable and you're in comfort, you are not scared. You're not stressed. You're not thinking about, oh my God, I got to do this, I got to do that. No, quiet.
Mm.
The mind is quiet.
Yes.
And we do think that tea is a very healing thing, no matter what kind it is.
Mhm.
The
Yes.
Japanese drink the green tea, which has a lot of antioxidants in it. So does the black tea. Black tea tends to stop different types of throat cancer and so forth. So they all
Mm.
have their own properties, and to drink them loose leaf or not quite raw, and you can make your own tea. You can make sage or
Mhm.
whatever if you want to. But we
Yep.
like real traditional. The chai is very good.
I love
The
mint
Chinese
tea as well. Mint tea with honey is my favorite, as well, next to chai.
and mint has a lot of healing property. Yes,
Mhm.
we think
Yes.
so too. There's so
Had
many ways to do that.
We had a question. Catherine says, I am in Orlando waiting for the storm tonight. What does
We
Siddhartha
are
think about all of this heavy energy being released around the world lately?
we would not call it that. We would say it's clearing. It's cleaning up in a
Cleaning energy.
way. Yes, because it's taking out a lot of the negativity. And what has happened? Look at this very careful. What has happened since the last hurricane that is still causing damage, by the way, with the runoff and stuff, so forth?
Mhm.
What has happened is people are saying, oh my God, those people don't have water, they don't have blankets, they don't have medicine, they don't have this, they don't have that. They are loading up trucks in other states and taking them down to where they are needed. They've forgotten what their religion is, what their politics, that came out backwards, politics are. They don't remember that. All they know is people are in need and they go to
Yes.
help. So, as bad as it seems and as destructive as it may seem, it also brings a bit of humanity to Earth, doesn't it?
Mm.
You
Yes,
didn't
it
think
does.
about that, did you?
Well, what
It,
is interesting, and I didn't know this until last night because I've been going through and clearing various towns, clearing of earthbounds, people that wanted to cross over, opening doorways for them, helping some of the animals cross over as well, clearing up some of the
yes,
spiritual debris in that area. And as we were clearing a place, interestingly enough, called Bat Cave yesterday, there was a Lemurian that was connecting to us. That because there are Lemurian people
Yes,
that live underground in Appalachia. Could you share any information about the Lemurians that are there still?
yes. They were here on Earth before the Atlanteans. And they died out really before the Atlanteans took hold. People get them confused and think they are the same race, but they are not that. They're
No,
different. It's an
mm.
older race and it's more earthly.
More like Aboriginal
Atlanteans,
people, I was told.
correct. That's right. It's
Yes.
more earthy, like that. And
Hmm.
these are people that wanted to cultivate Earth and take care of Earth, like the Native Americans always wanted to take care of Earth. The Tibetans always worried. These older cultures always worried about Earth, and that is what is missing on Earth right now: are people willing to take care of Earth. And not just
Mm.
Earth, but your oceans too are extremely important. They are badly abused, with
Yes, they are.
plastic and all of this stuff, right? So that particular one, it wasn't just one. It was actually several that you were talking to, but they function like a group. They don't function as individuals. You
I
see what,
see.
like a
Yeah.
tribe, like a tribe. That's the way I
Very
put.
strong telepathy as well. That they were communicating through symbols and
Correct,
images.
because they don't speak English.
No, they don't. No.
They don't speak English. It's like Chinese doctor only speaks Japanese. Don't laugh, but he's Japanese. He's not Chinese. We just call him that. And yes, we heard that's pretty funny. Yes, we know. Okay, so we just answered a bunch of questions doing that. But anyway, he is, when he wants to get a point across, he sends an image with a wave of feeling and energy. And all of a sudden, you know exactly what he wants to say to you. So that is what they were doing with you. They were sending these that way because they don't speak English.
Mm.
Isn't that interesting to you? And you don't realize they're not speaking English because it is a telepathic thing that is resonating in a way you understand it. You see?
Yes, I was still able to ask them questions through the soul guides. And I
But
asked them, I said,
but
are you being affected by all of this as well? And they said, not as much, not anywhere near as much as we are. In fact,
well,
they
it
have a
doesn't bother. It doesn't bother them. They are
no.
part of Earth now. They are not separate. They are part of Earth.
Yes.
Do you know the lemur? You know that animal, the lemur?
They're one of my favorite creatures, yes, in
That's
Madagascar.
where that is where they had and knew and understood the lemur. Okay, so they're like, if you were talking in Native American terms, that's like their totem animal, but they took care of them. The lemur. They liked them because of their look and because of their tail. We don't know what that means, but that's what they're telling us. And they liked it, and that's where they got to be Lemurian. Is from the lemur.
Yes.
That's not what all people think, but that is what they're
Yes.
telling us.
It was originally called Mu, I believe, correct?
Well, you
I'm
can
sure it had
call it,
many names.
yes, you can call it whatever you like, because they don't care. But
Oceania. Yeah.
they have this reverence for this creature, the lemur, which we are not terribly familiar with those because we don't think we had
They meditate
contact
in
with
the
them.
sun. They do a yoga
Yes,
pose in the sun. I love that.
they are different than other types of animals, and a lot of them have a human quality. So they were very
There
much,
were lemurs that were as big as us at some point in the past, probably before the flood.
well, they were very much um, enthralled or in love with lemurs.
Mm.
So they didn't mind being called Lemurians because guess what? That was their animal. Their We won't even call them animals. They had a different kind of consciousness, if that makes sense.
Yes. Like
All
dolphins and whales,
animals,
or elevated form of
yes,
consciousness.
yes, all animals have a different kind of consciousness. People are not aware because they don't listen. But if
Mm.
they would just listen, it would be a good thing. You know what we mean. So, yes, So
Beautiful.
the Lemurians are living, it's very hard for us to say, are living in the earth. They are earth people, if you want to call them that,
So
or earth.
do they live in more than, because I only knew that they were in Mount Shasta in America, but I didn't realize they were under Appalachia as well.
Well, they don't stay put. They don't stay
Mm,
put. They have different little colonies at every place. They think that the mountain in California has gotten too congested with people and activity, and they are not there so much now.
yes.
They like quiet places. They don't like a lot of noise.
Understandably so.
Yes, we do
Being
get that.
telepathic and all that, I'm sure their senses are quite heightened.
And they like places where the people are kind. They like places where there are crystals in the earth. North Carolina has lots of crystals.
Oh, we know, we've heard.
Yes,
Yes.
emeralds too. They're very, what emeralds are very popular there, but other types of crystals too. Many, many kinds. So they like
Mm.
it there. It's quiet and not so loud. But no lemurs. They're very upset about that.
In South Africa, there's a place called Monkeyland where they took an entire old forest, old growth forest, and put a big net over it and allowed it to be a sanctuary for primates from all over the world, including lemurs. And there are hundreds of lemurs that live there. And they spend the day just sitting in the sun and being spoiled with lots of fruit. And they are the happiest little lemurs I've ever seen, and it's one of my happy places. It's one of my favorite places to go to spend time with the lemurs. So hearing that, it answers a question for my soul as to why I feel such a close connection to them.
Well, just know this: when you see them next time, stop and send them a, an image. Send them a telepathic image of some kind and see what you get back. And don't doubt yourself. That's where people make the mistake. They say, "Oh, that can't be true." Yes, you saw that in your head. It's true. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
They're not going to talk to you with English.
Oh,
They're going to
mm.
talk to you with an image or with a feeling. That's what they're going to do.
Oh, I love it.
Now, all of
Thank
you
you.
can
I'm
go with,
totally going to do that.
we're going to say now, all of you can go with your pets and talk to them that way too, because it works.
Sending
Yes,
thoughts.
your cats, dogs, doesn't matter. They'll talk to you
I feel that
because they like
animal
you.
consciousness is also evolving. We've noticed some of our animals are getting just about as smart, if not smarter than some people. So it makes you wonder, it's not just humans that are evolving at this time in consciousness, is it?
No, but then animals were always different than human beings. They are different. They have a different sort of arrangement, if you will, with the universe. They do. And so
Yeah.
when they cross, they can choose. When they either come back, is the same animal or a different one, they can do that. If they don't want to leave the person they love, then they will stay until the person has another pet or something. Or they can come back to that person as a different pet. I mean, they get a lot of choice that human beings don't get. And you know why? Because they are innocent. You see? They're
Yes.
innocent. They're not out doing malicious things to others. They're doing things to they still retain their animal nature. You can't change nature. You can't get rid of the stripes off a tiger. You can't tell a dog not to bark, right? They're still what they are, but they are different than human beings believe them to be. And they
Mm,
were that this was known by certain cultures, Native Americans, some people in other countries, not necessarily yours, but there are a few people, well, more than a few people on the planet that have a connection to animals and can understand them, even the strange ones. Do you see what we mean?
yes. Yes, I do. And I feel that we are start only just beginning to start to understand animals and their
Yes,
yeah.
you're right. If you see them in your vision, in your dream, or in your meditation, or just in your mind, look at the animal, see what it is. Ask it what it wants. And usually they appear when you need them. And they all do different things.
Yes.
We have one person that sees foxes all the time in person,
Oh,
and sometimes,
foxes.
yes, sometimes he sees them in dreams or something like that. But this person sees a fox everywhere. Everywhere he walks or goes, there fox. Now that doesn't happen with everyone that you see the same animal everywhere, right? But
No,
they mean things. For example, Vessel would see hawks, always good news for her to see them.
I've been seeing a
Uh,
lot of hawks recently. What is the meaning
yes,
of a hawk?
they are protective, and they are telling you that whatever you are thinking about at that moment is going to change for the better. Say if
Beautiful
you have
message.
a terrible job and you cannot stand it and you want to be done with it, if you're thinking about what kind of new job am I going to have, and you see not one, not two, but three different hawks, and we don't mean 100 miles in the sky, we mean on a fence post or flies over your car or something like that, then
Mhm.
it's telling you, hey, wake up. Different things are coming now. You see?
Yes, I
And
do.
then with Vesel, she would see deer. Deer for her a pet. They warn her, look, something's coming. So she might see 3 deer, and maybe it's 3 months, 3 weeks, 3 days, or 7 deer, 7 months, 7 weeks, 7 days. You see what I mean?
Yes.
And
Fascinating.
they're not in a field. They're like going across the road. They are coming over to see you. They're all saying, look at me, look at me.
Hmm.
One day, egret, unbelievable, egret flew. They don't fly very well, you know. Couldn't, it had trouble getting off the ground, but it did, and it kind of went right over car, and it was very slow. When it finally got airborne, it was very pretty. But the egret is the most patient animal because it will stand and wait for something to go by before it can eat. So it's telling you, be patient, be patient. Isn't that interesting?
Yes, certainly. And
Egret,
even insects, there is a message in it, I imagine.
yes, moss, very good, magic, moss magic. Moss comes with a lot of symbolism, moss does. People
That's good to know.
sometimes
What kind
don't.
of symbolism is a moth? Because I had to clean out my entire pantry over the weekend. It took me 3 hours because I have a moth problem, thanks to so
But or look them up. But sometimes, you know, some moths on the back of their wing has two little eyes that you can see,
yes.
and they're telling you, pay attention, look, look, look at what you're seeing, because they pretend to be something else. They can pretend to be butterfly. They can pretend to be anything. But sometimes you don't have to actually be what you are. You can be what you are right in front of someone. They may be like seeing you like moth. They don't see you as moth. They see you as butterfly. They see you as something else. You see?
Love that. So to
It's
meditate
all,
on this, if we see something like this, we should have the answer through meditation, yes?
yes, you can look them up on your internet. Ask for Native American symbolism of moth or fox or whatever, right?
Oh, I love that. Thank
And you'll
you.
get many definitions to it. Hummingbird, for example, such tiny little things, right? And they
Yes.
have to eat a lot because they have to keep moving all the time. Because when they don't have enough to eat, they fall to the ground. It's not good.
They
So
travel a
they're
great distance.
always, yes, they do. They migrate all from here to somewhere else. They go very far. But they like the plants with the trumpet, like the little trumpet. What do they call it? You know, like a
Oh,
lily
yeah.
or a trumpet vine or something like that, where they can get in. And they like people that feed them, and they remember who feeds them too. They'll stop by your house if you don't have it out. They'll get in the window going, "Hey, where's our food?" They do that. But they are such magical little creatures, you know, and they are messengers in so many ways. And to us, they are very angelic because who can hurt one? You know, they're so beautiful and so sweet. They're very beautiful.
Oh, I
So
love that.
there are so many different symbolisms for animals. Some people will see bear. Some people will see alligator. That would not be one of our favorites, but we can't judge it. You know, there are many types of animals, you know, that are very intelligent and that have message. And that's why you see them in your dream, and you see them over and over. You might go to a store and see 50 elephants, elephant cop, an elephant poster, an elephant something else, and you go, what is the deal with all these elephants? They are strength. They are intelligent. They are very good with family. They like to take care of their own. They always make sure the baby gets across, right? They don't leave the baby on one side of the road. They make sure baby gets across. They're very defensive, and yet when you are able to, well, you've been in Africa, you understand this. But when
Mhm.
you are able to hold your space and hold your ground and put your energy out, they back up and they will walk away
I love
because
the
you are
mock
not.
charge that they do. They because they
That's
know they
right.
can squish you, but they're like, "Ah, never mind. I'm just messing with you."
Yes. It's just reminding you, it's a practice
Yeah.
sometimes. They're reminding you of that. And they're
Mm.
intelligent creatures. They know where their dead are. They know they go and find the bones and all of that.
They
But when
honor
you
their
see
dead.
animal, look it up. See what the heck you're. And it doesn't have to be one that's right in your neighborhood. It can be a symbol of that animal in your dream or in your, um, pictures, or you'll just keep seeing it over and over. We have a friend that tells us to it. It's true with plants. If you keep seeing a certain flower, go look it up. Go see what that buttercup means, or that daisy, or that whatever. Go see what it means, because it's important to know that. It's telling you something. Not
Yes.
all messages are right in your face. Sometimes they are a little bit more subtle. Subtle. That's a hard word to say too. So,
Oh,
does that help? Is everyone now
it
checking to
does
see which
indeed.
animals?
You've given us some a lovely little bit of homework to figure out what our spirit animals
Yes,
are and how we can connect with them. Thank you.
correct. People think butterflies, like if someone dies, oh, that is the spirit of my mother or father or friend or whatever. Well, the butterfly is talking to you. The butterfly is talking to you about grace and beauty, and about transition from little tiny cocoon thing to a butterfly. It's several stages to get there, you know. So
Mm.
it's telling you you're transitioning too. You're growing into something beautiful. Why not?
Oh, I
Isn't
love
that
that.
amazing? Yes,
It is indeed perfect.
we think so
So
too.
would we be able to do a meditation today? Because many of us are concerned
Hey,
about this crazy weather that we're getting. And it's
let's
not
do
just
two.
Florida that's been affected. We also have Montana that has had 25,000 acres that burned overnight,
Yes,
basically, which is
yes,
the largest fire Montana's ever seen, really. So they are the animals, just thinking of them and how they're being affected by this right now. I would also
yes,
love to send some I don't even know, some love to that region as well.
yes. So, did you want to clear people first, or did you
Let's
want
do
to
that
go straight
first. Can
to?
we call in Chinese doctor, please, to come and clear us?
Well, he'll be with each one of you. We'll be doing the talking. He doesn't speak English. That could
Perfect.
be
Thank
interesting, right?
you.
Yes. So we'll do what we always do, and we'll do this very quickly. But don't think it will be less. It will be more. So be open to it, okay? So we want to do what we always do to get all of you on the same page here, which is to breathe in. Are you ready? Breathe in, beautiful golden light. Pull it down through the crown chakra, through your body, to your solar plexus, and stop. Think about all the things that you personally want to get rid of, right? It couldn't be anything at all. And then breathe out, very slowly out. It leaves you, it goes away from you. Again, breathe in, beautiful golden light, pull it down, 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 down. Hold it in the solar plexus and breathe. Think about everything you don't want to have, and then breathe out, 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 out. And one more time. We have company, speaking of pets. So breathe in, beautiful golden light, down, down, down. Think about what you'd like to get rid of, and then breathe out. Good, very good, very good. Now, from the top of your head, see a golden chakra at the crown right here. See it open. You can feel it. It may feel like someone touching you. Chinese doctor will do this around the top of your head, make a little a tornado so that you can clear your whole field that way too. And what you'll do now is you'll see that energetic light go around your body, come down to the third eye. It might feel like you're opening the third eye. That will go counterclockwise. You'll feel it front to back, back to front. That's right, you got it. Now come down to the throat chakra. If you are not speaking your truth and you are not saying what you need to say, this will be shut. If you're not being creative like you need to be, this will be shut. Do not be afraid to speak your truth, because to not speak it causes this blockage and you can't understand what's going on. That's what it is. So right now, see this chakra get open and cleared, beautiful clear. We'll clap. There we go. Back and forth. It sits in the little V in the collarbone, but it also goes to the first vertebrae in the back of that meets the neck and the back. It's that vertebrae right there. So it goes right through there. You feel it. Now, some of you have pain. I will just take it. It's no problem. All right. We'll do that. Very good. Very good. It opened up some things, did it not? Okay. We'll open your spine while we're at it. Now we're going to open the heart chakra. 1, 2, 3. Open. There we go. Clear it. Send it counterclockwise and front to back. Counterclockwise. Make it round. Okay. Good. Now, with this chakra, let go of whatever hurt you, whatever depresses you, whatever anxiety that you have, whatever pain you are carrying, grief, yield, let it go. You'll feel it leave your body through that chakra. Let it go like a wave. Let it just go in and gone. Go in and gone, just like that. Good. Now we come down through the lungs and through the gallbladder, liver, diaphragm, spleen, all of these middle organs. We'll just clear them while we're at it. And we'll go to the solar plexus. Now that is your most important center. It's your most important center because that is your balance. This is where you walk properly. This is where you are spiritually balanced, emotionally balanced, energetically balanced. And what we want you to do is see a beautiful golden sun in your solar plexus and make it round. It's going to be round and turning there. And it will go out, 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 out. Right? Isn't that pretty? It can be whatever color you want. A gold, a yellow, a little orangey, a little pinky, whatever you want. Whatever color makes you happy. Put it right there. Anytime you feel out of balance, do this. Call in your beautiful golden sun to get bigger, bigger like that. Feel the energy go up through the body and down through the body. All right. How is that? Yes, you do feel it in your back. You're going to feel it more when we go to the lower two chakras. Chakras will go to the sacral chakra. The sacral chakra is sacred. It allows you to connect with other kind of earthly beings, with the little fairies and so forth. They meet you there. The angels from the top, the earth from the lower chakra. And so we're going to clear that chakra. We're going to count to 3. 1, 2, 3. Open and count. Open, open like that. Good. Yes, you do feel Chinese doctor. Yes, Toshi. That's his real name, Toshi. We just call him the Chinese doctor because we find it amusing. And then the root chakra, we're going to open both of these two. This one at the root, we're opening the sacral chakra. Now we open root. 1, 2, 3. All right. We like to sort of open them at the same time so we can clear between those two chakras, the sacral and the root. Anything that's happened to you that has been unfortunate, we'll clear that. Okay. We think some of you understand what we're saying, and we do mean that. Now, if you have pain in your back, let's start with that hip. Oh no, what's it called? The tailbone. Yes, we want to call it something different. At the tailbone, we're going to put energy around that, and we're going to lift your vertebrae up. No S. Okay, vertebrae. That's hard. All right, there you go. All the way up from the tailbone up, 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 up. Right. Okay. One more. 1, 2, 3. Up, 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 up to your neck. There's a chakra in the back of the head right here. We're going to clear it and we're going to close it because when you're a baby, that's open, but as an adult, it should not be open, so we'll shut it. There, much better. Now we go to the hips. We might as well do everything while we're at it. We'll put you back into alignment with the hips and back a little bit. There you go. And we'll put some energies, some white light around your hip bone. Now what's it called? The ball joint that goes into the hip bone, right? We'll do both sides at the same time. We'll send the energy through the body from one side to the other and front to back. There we go. Clear that. Bring the energy from the root chakra down to the knees. We'll do one knee and the other knee. Very good. We do that fast. And down from the knees to the ankles. We'll do one to the ankle, one to the other ankle. Here we go. Into the Achilles tendons. Now we're going to hold your Achilles tendon with the thumb and the 2 fingers, and we're going to send energy straight up your spine. So you should feel it, so hold very still. We'll be quiet for just a minute. Ah, beautiful. And we'll get up to the shoulders. We haven't gotten there yet. We're going. Ah, good. Now, yes, here we go. You probably just felt that open, yes. All right. Right. Just feel for a moment. You'll clear the shoulder blades too. Okay. And the top where you're carrying baggage for other people, we'll just get rid of that. And we will open between the shoulders and shoulder joint down the arm to both elbows. We'll do this one. We'll do that one. And down the, what is that called? Forearm. Yes, yes, yes. Into the wrist and the other wrist. And then your finger. There you go. And if you put your palms up, we will open your chakras in your hand. You'll feel it. You'll feel like it's hotter and stronger. Very good. Both hands at the same time. Ah. Now feel the energy from the top of the head come all the way down and out your hands. And you can put your hands together if you want to feel the pulse between the two. If you just want to enjoy the energy, you can leave your hands up. Now, from the heel out the feet and into the ball of the foot and the toes. There we go. Now we'll just cover you with a beautiful energy. Now, just sit there for 1 minute. Let it soak in. Don't do anything too brisk today. Don't do anything too fast. Don't lift anything too heavy. Just take your time, okay? Now, we want to look in your minds, okay? Yes, we'll do this first. So look in your minds and look as if you have stepped out of your body, or like you are watching a movie. Look at your body as it sits there and look at what colors you have on your chakra. They're not all going to be like the book. They're not going to be the same. But you may see golden white at the top. Healers sometimes have a kind of a teal color or an aqua. The third eye is usually a kind of a purple, but you may have a different color. It's okay. It's fine. Your throat chakra is usually blue. kind of like a sky blue or an ocean blue. But you may have something different. You may have like ultramarine blue or something like that. Come down to your heart chakra. It can be gold, white, green, whatever color you feel or see. Down to your solar plexus can be yellow or a little on the orange side, depending. But you want to have it clear. If you see any brown or murky colors like that, clear it and make it the right color. And then go down to your sacral chakra. This one will be an orange or an earth tone. And by earth tone, we mean like what you might see in the sky. Maybe a beautiful golden orange or something like that. And now your root is red. Usually it's for earth that it's red. And that's the only place that you should see red. Otherwise, you'll see where you have been. And hopefully we cleared that. Now, that's right. Now, what we want you to do is in your mind. Once you see your own image, you can leave that. Go back and look at it later. In your mind, let your body relax and allow yourself travel through your third eye with your mind to Florida, where they are now being tormented by a very large storm, a hurricane you call it, and it is spinning in a certain direction, right? You can see it like you're looking down on it, yes. We have heard the wind was about 160 something miles per hour. That's pretty fast. Let's see if we can together make it smaller and make it slower. If we slow it down a little bit, it will be less dangerous and it will start to dissipate. And that might be better than having it spin wildly to wherever it wants to go. So talk to it with your mind and say, now, hurricane. You are of nature and we understand that you have a bit of a violent nature at that, but we understand your function, that you are to clear a lot of things. Even if destruction comes in its way, destruction and new growth sometimes comes in a very bad way. We know that. This seems to be a way that human beings can understand. And so now the hurricane, say for example, if you see it going, counterclockwise, try to make it go clockwise. Put your hands out visually in your mind, put your hands out and send it energy to shift the rotation of this hurricane. And you don't have to know which direction it's going. Just tell the energy, please shift this hurricane to a lower shift. Shift it to be less dangerous. Bring down its category number. Make it a 1 or make it dissipate. And think it really hard, okay? Feel it in your body, feel it in your mind. Allow yourself to send this energy with no thought of is it good or bad. It is just what it is. It is nature. And nature can be like this sometimes. And so what you do with this nature is you tell it, you're causing too much trouble. You're causing too much damage. You need to stop. That's right. Protect all the people that live there, all of the pets, as much of the property as possible. That's right. Chinese doctor and his brother will help to reverse the curve on this one. Ask it, why are you so destructive today? Ask it, why are you doing this today? Please do not. You are hurting people and animals, and you can come later as rain. You don't have to be destructive. That's right. Talk to it. Everything has a spirit. Truly it does. And we will talk to it and say, you will not hurt people this way. Come on, Slow down, slow down. Yes, we know you are big. We know it takes a little while to do that. But you start to slow down. Start to break up. You can defy whatever the weather is supposed to be and whatever fronts are coming through. You have your own spirit hurricane and you know that you don't have to do this. Watch the hurricane all the way from the top to the spout at the bottom. Blow on it. And tell it you don't have to do this. Please stop. No, we are not good. But we are part of your life, your world, your universe, and we want to help you when we can. So we tell this to calm down. It doesn't need to be this way. Your surge, the water that has come with you, must stop. Put an energetic barricade. Imagine a wall to stop it. No water can come in like that in a surge. Just feel it, understand it, believe it, acknowledge it. White walls of light, beautiful. And set them up so that you can protect people there. And no water to come in. And slow the rain down a little bit. And the wind to calm down, wind. We call on the wind to stop. Without the wind, you can be nothing. We graciously ask the strength of the wind to become less, a lot less. Right. There is resistance. There is no doubt about that, but that's all right. There are many of us working on this. And energy is energy, no matter what form it comes into. Feel it, know it, send it. Don't try to tell it what to do. Just send the energy, and the energy will make it work. You just give some little bit of hint. Wind, please be less. Rain, please be less. Hurricane, you do not need to be this way today. Calm down. Go to sleep, calm down. Like that. And now if you will do so, we will go to this state, Montana. Montana, we think we're saying it right. And we'll go to this state there. And we'll take some of the rain from the hurricane when we go. Why don't we do that? And we'll just go there. We won't have to cross United States. We just go, okay? So just see ourselves in Montana. Imagine that you brought rain from the hurricane. If you want to stay and work on hurricane, please do that. But if you feel so drawn to come to Montana with water, let's go there. The difference between the hurricane and the fire is this. With the fire, we'll grow again. Possibly different, but with new growth. Because fire does do this. It can cleanse that way, and it will not take long for the earth to come back to normal. So we are asking that the earth wake up. And we'll put water on this fire with our energetic. And we will put the fire out. No fire. Blow the fire out. Put rain on it. Give little paths for the animals to get out. Offer them offer them path to get out with protection so they can get through without transitioning. That's right. You can make your path for them. Just think it open. That's it. And call them. Animals, come on. Bear, deer, elk, everything. Come on. Out. Go this way. Like you are directing them how to get out. They won't know what you're doing. They won't understand, but they will feel it. And they will go. That's right. So many of you love them. The animals there. So many of you do. Now this is a weird request with this, but we have put water down. Now let's freeze the fire. Yes, like send ice crystals down to help freeze the fire. Just like this. Imagine that you're blowing crystals of ice down on there, on the fire. Right, one more time. And how do you do that? And why? Because the ice crystals will stay ice long enough to melt and put the fire out. That's why. Yes. Very good. Sometimes when people have a pain or an injury, we'll blow on them like that. Send ice. Because the ice will stay there and work to heal them. In this case, it will work to put the fire out and to allow the animals a way to escape. Yes. And now in both places, in Florida, and in Montana, look for those that have gotten stuck, animals and people. See if they are still physical or not. And if you find that they are not, then you will be able to tell. Say to them, you have to go now. You're not in your body anymore. You don't have to suffer. Just look for light and go do it. And they will do that. Chinese doctor likes to multiply himself sometimes, so he is in both places with his brother and with Sakura. And they are clearing and helping and sending the energy to close the portal of the hurricane and to contain this fire too. Believe it, know it, acknowledge it, see it, feel it, and understand that you have the ability to help this. Every person can do this. Does not take money, does not take anything. Just to sit, be quiet, and listen to words. And send your energy to help. That's it. Also imagine the people that are left in these locations. They get food, they get water, they get medical help, they get whatever they need to survive and get back on their feet. That is a good wish for them. So we'll say our mantra, which is Om Mani Padme Hum, so that they hear us. And we will call on all of the angels and Lord Shiva and Ganesha. Green Tara. Yes. and all the others that want to help with this. Yes, elementals can help too, why not? As long as they are safe, because they are small. And the last step here, see it complete. No hurricane, no fire. People being taken care of, and life getting back to some kind of normal. And consider it happening right now. We know some of you can feel your third eye. This is how you are sending the energy. That's right. If you feel it open, you know that's what it is. If you feel it in the palms of your hands and the soles of your feet, you also know that's what this is. Will it happen instantly? We hope so, but we think more logically it will take time to slow it down. But we have given it what it needs to do it. And to put fires out, we know that that can be done. Now take a few minutes and in your own words, send them your wish. Both places, one or the other, but you take a minute and send them the energy from yourself that you want to hear and pull the energy from the universe that they need to have. Do both. We will be quiet for a minute. Breathe. It's all right if your palms are hot. It's okay. And your third eye, that's okay too. And if you feel energy up and down your backbone, yes. Make your own energy bigger. That's right. All right. If you are not finished, continue. But we will speak to this Om Mani Padme Hum. And we will say to these earthy elements, you are no longer needed. And you will go back to where you came. We love you, we bless you, but we send you back to where you came. Now, when you're ready, and only when you're ready, start to pull yourself back into your body. Yes, you are out. Isn't that interesting? Pull yourself back in. Not fast, little by little. And only when you are ready. You will know when you are in. You'll feel it in your core, particularly in your solar plexus. You'll know. There you go. So when you are ready, speak to us. But take your time.
Wow. Thank you so much, Siddhartha.
You feel better.
I feel amazing. Thank you. I feel so at peace. Any pain that I had in my body is gone. And I had chills the whole time that Chinese doctor was working on me. So thank you to both you and to Chinese doctor for the healing that I have received today.
We hope everyone got some. They
Yeah.
may have gotten it and not actually understood it or known it too. It
How are all
affects
of
me
you feeling?
differently.
Who felt
Yes,
something during that healing session, eh? Let us know what you feel in the comments. Angelica loves to read them afterwards. So it would be, it
yes.
honors Angelica to read these later on. So please do share how you feel after this. Thank you.
Does anyone have questions for us before we go?
I imagine there will be a couple. Most people are expressing their gratitude right now. Thank you so much. Brittany, for example, says, thank you so much. Everything is gone, and I felt every little thing. It was absolutely amazing. Thank you. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Yes. Everyone feels warm and calm and at peace. And there were a couple people that did have a little bit of an emotional release, which is very good.
We have that sometimes. Isn't that amazing?
Yes. It feels very good to emotionally release. It's unburdening ourselves.
Our vessel used to have people cry all the time, and she said, I feel terrible. They're all crying. And someone said, no, no, that's a good thing. She said, oh, well, I better get tissues then. And they gave her $10 to go get 3 boxes of tissues. Is that not funny or what? Because she never had tissues, on festival, any of that, or here. No, no, no tissue. So now she keeps tissues because it happens all the time. People let go. The reason
Yes.
you do that is because you are feeling the vibration that is divine in nature that you need to heal yourself and to heal others too. And that is why you feel that it is not a bad thing. It is a very good thing to let go of what causes you pain.
Beautifully
Yes,
said.
it's very true. Yes.
I love Summer's comment. Summer says, I feel confident we did our work.
As do we. We agree. All of you are very good at this.
Yes.
And when you work with many people at the same time doing this, the impact is quite great. It's
Yes,
quite good.
indeed.
It is.
Daisy
We've
says
had the
in the
evidence.
comments, now I feel like I'm bigger but lighter.
Well, because your energy is out, but the burden is gone. That's why.
Mm, yes.
So we will invite you to our new thing we're doing on Sunday. It's about
Yes.
patience and hope and faith and how they are intertwined with one another and how as human beings you're not always very patient, but you have to have hope to continue where you're going and to have faith that you have all three. And that is very important for human beings. And they get stuck sometimes by not knowing how to get there. So we'd like to help you with that. And it's a little more complicated. It's not a religious thing at all. People say, what is it? Faith, hope, and love or something is a religious kind of, I don't know,
No.
what do you want to, we don't know what to call it, but when you pronounce a thing, right? When you put it out there for people to hear, we'll tell you, you all have it, or you wouldn't be here with us. And if you can capitalize on it and learn how to be patient in extreme circumstances and learn to have hope when the world is falling around down over your head and to have faith that it'll all be better, guess what happens? Magic. It's
Yes.
magic because you are tapping into your own divine resource, just like we did right now. It's the same. You are tapping into what's available to you. And it's a beautiful thing to give to yourself and to give to others too. Now, we would like to suggest to you, Laura, if you will make this so they can listen to it over and over, they can do this meditation for several more days to help. They can listen to it again.
I will make sure that I share it around. And
Yes,
I'm also
very
very
wise.
excited about Sunday to join in and be a part of that. Thank you so much for everything you do for this community, Siddhartha.
We are happy to. And we first have to take care of our vessel. And it was a little rough there for a couple of months because of getting well and then having to change appointments for people and things like that. But we appreciate everyone that was so patient with us during that time, and we are so happy that you care. We love that you care. That is the most beautiful thing, and it's a joyful thing. So feel good about being concerned about other persons and what's in their life and what's going on with them, because it's important. By doing that, you are giving your own body and your own heart and mind and spirit the joy that it needs. And that is food, is it not? Real food.
Yes. Beautifully said. I would just like to share a comment really quickly from Gail. I was feeling very helpless over Milton. My son and loved ones are in Central Florida, and I've been very worried. And my now I feel like I have a way to help.
You do. You don't have to ever be helpless. You can always go into meditation and send light. That's all you have. You don't have to think about it. Just send it. Think of golden light because it's a strong one, but if you think of white or green or any other color, that also helps. And send I wish with it. I wish that you are safe, that you are well, that you are in better condition, that you are not going to be hurt, whatever you want. But try. Just try. You have nothing to lose. But if enough people do that, imagine the impact of it. Can you
Yes.
imagine it? Did
We
you
can
see
achieve
the,
anything.
yes, did you see the animals leaving the forest on the trails that you put up? Did you see that?
Yes. Yes.
Little ones and big ones too.
Beautiful. And I saw the rains falling on the fire and turning to ice crystals as well.
Yes, it's a very good way to heal pain too, to put ice crystals on the problem. Say if it's in
Ah,
your knee, for example, blow it in there and see in your mind, I'm sending this, I'm freezing the pain. And you freeze it. Now, people that can't believe that they're doing this, they will never do it. But if you acknowledge you can, you understand that it's possible that you can manifest that for someone else, why not? Try it. And you know, it is an experiment and it does take a little practice. Not everyone is a very practiced person at it, but you can practice and you will get better all the time. Now, sometimes you can't heal a person or fix a problem, but that's because maybe that's the karma that goes with that. That it's a learning lesson. It's not that you did anything wrong or you did anything bad or that the people did anything wrong or bad. It doesn't mean that. It means it's time to help and that it's time to learn whatever that lesson might be. And the lesson is always there. It's not always your lesson. Keep that in mind. Sometimes the lesson belongs to whatever person it's meant to be belong to.
yes.
But allow it, Just allow the energy to do its work. That's it. That's all you have to do.
Mhm. To have that faith and trust
Correct. And hope.
and hope.
Patience, hope, and faith. Because you can't have one without the other, really, you can't. And they're all tied together. And they all make your life better if you can master them. And most people have trouble with it. But we'll try to help you on Sunday. We think we can do it.
Thank you
What
so
do you think?
much.
You're
I think
welcome.
I think anything is possible.
You are right. And the thought that anything is possible makes it possible. You see?
hmm
It's cause and effect. If you believe it could be possible, you don't even have to believe it is possible. If it could be, you know, if you think, oh, it might be possible, sometimes might is enough to get you up to, yes, it is. I believe it. Some people can't go from I don't believe it to I believe it. They have to have that middle step of, yeah, it's possible, might be possible, yes. But you have to try and practice.
Wow. Thank you so much, Siddhartha. We are so blessed to have you with us. And many of us would like to express that we are so grateful for everything that you do. When we call to you, you come and help us. You help us with comfort and with difficult
Yes,
times and with all of the things that we are trying to transmute down here while we are doing this very important changes, I guess, here on Earth at this time. And it is
That's it.
very comforting to know that you are with us.
Yes, just remember that you bring into your world with your thoughts. So
Mm.
be careful what it is that you think, because thoughts have force, and they can create something or destroy something, just like anything else. Do they always have control of the whole picture? Not all the time. If you're painting a masterpiece, sometimes the universe will say brown doesn't look good there. Let's put in some green. You see what I mean?
Yes,
That's a good analogy. We think that was a good one.
it was. It's a very good one. You make amazing analogies. Thank you.
Yes, we try to do that.
Yes.
So, would anything else? Any more question? Any
Well, we've
more
already been
anything?
an hour, so thank you so much for your time. It means so much to us. And we look forward to speaking with you again on Sunday.
We are very happy about that. Now, shall we give you a blessing like we do?
Please.
So this is for all of you for such good work today. We always wish for you what you wish for yourself. So make the wish. Let us hear it, and we will try to help you if it's possible. So we wish for you what you wish for yourself, and we honor the jewel in the lotus, the soul and the body, the being that you are on earth and in heaven too. And we mean that you are soul and you are flesh, and there's nothing wrong with that. That is what you are. And we bless you, all of you, and we hope we are helping you every day that we can do. So we say to you, Om Mani Padme Hum, which means we honor the jewel in the lotus. We honor you as you have honored us today. So we love you, we bless you, we keep you. We hope we see you again very soon. And you have been a great joy for us to see you today. We have missed all of you, and we hope we see you again very, very soon. So take care. And well, we thank you, Laura, for your time today, and we are grateful for all of you.
It
And
is my
with that,
greatest honor. Thank you.
we thank you so much because we enjoy you very much. So with that,
Yes.
we will say to you, we do. We enjoy your laughter. For us, it's very good. We
Oh, I'm
like
gonna
it,
cry. I love you, Siddhartha. Thank you.
and we love you. We bless you. We keep all of you in our thought, and we say to you, Namaste.
Namaste.
He's trying to learn because of the podcast to get in and out faster. I don't know if he's getting it right or not. But that's what he does. He's practicing now to get in and out faster. And sometimes it's like, whoa, let's not do it that fast. Oh my goodness.
Our hearts are so full right now. It's the only way I can express it.
I'm glad to hear that. It's good. This is only important to me if he gets to say what he wants to say, and also he gets to do what he wants to do. But because his goodness is what's important to all of us, I think. But if we can't make a difference, then to me we shouldn't do it. But we want to make a difference with everyone, some way or another, whether it's tiny or big. That's
You make
why
a
we do this.
difference. Just as you, Angelica, you make I can't even begin to express to you how much of a difference you have made in this community. And we're not even including Siddhartha in that equation just yet. I just mean you yourself in general. You have always been so supportive and loving, and you are so responsive to answering questions, and just we are so blessed. Really, it brings a tear to my eye to
Aw,
think of how
that's
blessed we
sweet.
are.
You're gonna make me blush here in about a second. Not used to that. To me, it's about him, and I always promised him I'd find a platform for him that he could talk to more people at one time. You know, because as a human being, you only have certain amounts of time you can do things. But this way he gets to see a lot of people at a lot of events and things, and it's really good. I think it's a good thing. I really do. I
Yes,
appreciate
absolutely.
it. And I
Oh, we've
appreciate that
really
you,
missed you, Angelica.
aw. Well, that's why I stuck the video note up there because people were saying, "Are you all right? Are you coming back? We're worried." And it was so, it was very sweet, but I was worried that they were worried. I didn't want them to worry, and I tried to see. Let's see if we can, let's see if we can help fix this so they don't worry.
I
So I
really
hope
feel
that
that our
helped.
conversation was divine timing. Everything happens and unfolds when it's meant to, and the timing
Yep,
was really perfect.
I believe that's true. I think I wasn't expecting a second hurricane on top because in Virginia we got rain and rain and rain. Now I'm between two mountain ranges, so it didn't really affect it. We had, and the wind is what scares me because the wind can do a lot of damage. And so the first few days we had wind and rain and thunder and lightning, and that I don't like that combo one bit. And so it finally just kind of got to rain, and it flooded. It flooded a lot. They closed schools here several days, I believe. But this town is all hilly, so like I'm up sort of where that can't happen. But if I was down at the bottom of the hill, that part floods, but up here it doesn't. So anyway, I'm glad this is over. I got really tired of gray weather. It really gets to me when everything's gray, gray, gray all the time. Does that make sense? It's like if I have to live this way here, let me go to London or someplace.
I was gonna say you didn't the UK is time for a reason.
Yeah. So I was glad when the sun came out. That was really good. But this is what I don't know how far up it'll get. Sometimes it only makes it to Tennessee. Sometimes it does. The leftover tropical storm part gets to Virginia. But we are
Well,
so
we're gonna
lucky in this
manifest it. We're gonna
valley.
slow it way down, and we'll see. We will stop it before it even gets to you.
I
We'll see.
agree. I think we should. But I do have a lot of people in Florida that that know us, that live there, that are clients, have seen the podcast or whatever. So I'm a little concerned about them. I really am. So yeah, it's good to redo whatever he did with you as many times as possible till it stops. The more energy you send, the better it is. And actually, if you do it at night when it's quiet, that's a good time to do it.
Yes. And I will make sure
Just,
that people can access this recording as well, so that way they can do the meditation later on. Because as we know, he will always come and work on you when you watch that. But they know when you're tuning in. Yep.
that's funny, but yeah, it's a really interesting phenomenon that comes with him. I don't know if it comes with other people, but they just do stuff. I mean, it's amazing what they do, and it's all for good. None of it's bad. It's all for good. And I love that. That's why I do this. I really wouldn't do this if I didn't think it had value to other people. There's a lot of things I could do. I mean, really, there are. But I've chosen to do this so he'd have a platform. And he was very patient. He waited a long time before that happened. Because I used to have a normal life and a normal job, or I tried to, let's say that. And it didn't really work very well for me. I just can't manage normal, apparently, especially on
Well,
cat
I'm going
time.
to share your link again, because we are happy to support that you are not working a day job, normal 9 to 5 job. There's the link, so we can help support as well, because this planet, unfortunately, everyone has to pay to live here. So it is a
Yep.
very good thing to take initiative too for your healing as well. So this is a wonderful opportunity for people, and we're just so grateful for you. Thank you.
You're so welcome. And it's our pleasure. It really is. He's saying in my ear, I like her. I really like her. I know you really like her. I know you do. That's funny.
I'm always talking to Siddhartha. I have a beautiful magnet on my fridge of him, and when I'm cooking and things, sometimes I talk to him, and I'm going to do it more often now that I know he's always around. And so it's we're so blessed to have this connection through you, and I feel on a soul level like we've known each other a very long time.
That's very, very possible. Absolutely possible. Yep. I don't think anyone finds us accidentally. I have never thought that. I always think people find us when they're supposed to.
Mm. I would
You
also like
know.
to share something. Dawn says she loves your new haircut.
Oh, thank you, my girl. I like that. You like it. Yeah,
You
I
look
have been
lovely.
struggling to find somebody in this town to cut my hair, and the last lady, she tried really hard, but oh, that wasn't a good thing. So the lady I found yesterday, I think she's the one. I mean, she did a pretty good job, I thought. So
You
I'm
look
glad to
very good.
hear. I mean,
Yes. Oh,
I
it's so
can't
good.
stand it when I can't stand it when it's like I got a mind of its own, like it's curly in nature, and so it just wants to do all that all the time. You should see me in the middle of the night; it's frightening. It
I need to
probably
sort
scares the
mine out. You
cat.
guys can't tell. My hair is down to my lap now. My hair is very long. I need to sort it out.
Well, it always looks nice your hair though, but I'm telling you something with curly hair, it really
I use
humidity,
this.
all that stuff is not good for hair. So anyway, but I'm glad she likes it. That's really good.
Oh, it's just it
Oh,
warms
that's
my
so
heart
funny.
to you. Really, this has made my whole week being able to sit down and chat with you.
I'm glad. I'm glad to hear that. Makes me. Oh, I owe you an apology because apparently when we were texting, I just took Tuesday out of the week. So I kept saying, "I'll see you tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow," which was Tuesday, knowing darn well it was Wednesday. But I just took a Tuesday out of the whole week, and I did that last week with Friday. I kept telling people it was Saturday, and it wasn't. It was Friday all day long. And I kept saying, "Why do I keep doing that? I don't know. I just there's something I didn't want to do." So I think when that happens, I'm like avoiding, and so I just say, "No, no, I'm not going to see you on Wednesday. I'm going to just see you tomorrow."
All the days are blurring together for me at this point. Everything time is speeding up so rapidly. It doesn't feel like the day is 24 hours anymore. I feel like the day is only about 16 hours.
It's not 24 when you got a cat that wakes you up every day at 3 in the morning. That's just not fun. He is a funny little thing.
He is.
Chew the button. He's still eating your catnip here.
Well, that's great. I'll have to get him some more for when he runs out. Well, thank
Oh,
you
he's
so much,
about.
Angelica. We've taken up 2 hours of your time today, and it went so quickly.
Aw,
So thank
I'm
you very
glad.
much for joining us. And thank you also ahead of time for what you're going to do for us on Sunday. We're all very excited to
Sure.
join you on that chat.
Well, it's not me. It's going to be him. He does the heavy lifting. I don't even know what he does most of the time. I just look at you do that. I'm going to go over here.
I love you guys. I shared the link for you if you would like to join us for the Star event. It's going to be this Sunday. Let's see what time it was.
1 to
1
3,
to
I
3
think.
p.m. So it'll be a 2-hour event from 1 to 3. Perfect.
Hopefully,
Thank
we'll
you.
keep it to 1 to 3 instead of 1 to 3:30 or 4.
Well, feel free to drop Angelica a message in the comments if you'd like to, because Angelica always goes back and reads through the
I
comments later
do.
on. She
I do.
does. So love you guys and love you too, Angelica. Thank you so much for today.
Thank you. Thank you for having
You
us.
guys,
We appreciate it.
take care, guys. Bye.